What is up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I'm back at it again with another build video. This is going to be on a power forward today, a build that I made probably a year and a half ago. A character that used to be meta if you go back to like 2018, 2019, around that area. Just one of my favorite characters. Obviously, you can't really use them, for meta purposes anymore because obviously every character in the game has manual block and all that type of stuff. So he's really easy to, clamp up nowadays. But this character is just such a good character. He's still so fun to play. And that character I'm talking about is Clarke. You don't see a lot of people play Clarke anymore, especially in like, if you're playing like a semi comp to a comp match. You don't see people really playing him anymore because, there's just better options at his position. But that doesn't discredit him. He's still a really good character. You can still make him really good. You can still have a lot of fun. You can still win MVPs with him. You can still put up crazy stats. You can still dominate with pretty much any character if you build them right. It's just which characters are easier to build and which ones are, you got to put a lot of extra time in or you have to wall it out or whatever. But this character, I just enjoy him so much. Like he's just such a fun character to play. But obviously, I have more fun playing like Fox or Deacon or Murdoch or Faye. Just other characters that are better than him at the position. Obviously, we're gonna go over everything about him with freestyles. Which ones are the best to run for him. I'll go over all his skills and give you my opinions on them. I'll go over my build and show you guys like what I use and how I make it effective when I'm in the game. But yeah, with all that being said, let's get right into it. For freestyles, I just run quick point on him. Obviously, you can run pretty much any dunking freestyle and it'll work on him because that's all he's pretty much known for is just being a dunker. Obviously, you can make him a shooter if you put cards and P buffs on him. That you can make him a mid shooter, you can make a 3-point shooter. He can shoot well, but his whole character is based around dunking. So if you put dunking freestyles on him, it's really hard to guard him, especially people that have 7, 8, 9 freestyles on him. Because don't ask me why they do that, but it just makes him very hard to guard. Um, I just went with quick point, but dunking freestyles are all good. You can put like 720, scissors, trap card. You can put all that stuff on him, and it'll be very effective. For his skills, we have dunk at will. Max this out. This is literally all Clarke is known for, dunking. So max this out. I shouldn't even have to say anything about it. Just max it out. Box out. Max this out as well. You're big. You need to box people out so you can grab rebounds. Max this out. I'm not even gonna have to say anything about this either. Just max this out. Then you got skyhook shot. This it's just not a good skill at all. I mean, you see somebody use it once in a while, but once every 6 months, you'll see a Clarke come out and do a skyhook shot and it goes in. It's like, okay. But like nobody's using this consistently all the time. It's not a really good skill. It's not something that should be paid attention to whatsoever. So it's just something that you don't really need to upgrade. If you want to upgrade it, go for it, but it's not something that's like a necessity. Post up fake, this is cool. Something you could rank up a little bit. I wouldn't max this out, but you could level it up to like level 3, 4. It's okay because you can do it once in a while. But like I said, it's not something that people are doing all the time anyway. It's a decent skill, but not really crazy. Manual layup. This is actually not bad at all because people always expect you to do a dunk and then you can get away with a layup. And you can catch the defender off guard with that once in a while, which actually isn't bad at all. I like it a lot because everybody just expects you to go with a dunk right away, and then you just do a little layup right by them, and they're like, what? So this is actually not a bad skill at all for him. I really like it personally, but it's all preference. Power rebound, max this out, max this out, max this out, max this out. I shouldn't have to say anything about this. The same thing with box out and dunk and wolf. Just max this out. Just max it out. Don't ask any questions. Max it out. Tip in is another one. It's not bad. People do tip-ins sometimes or putbacks, but it's not something that's just a necessity. It's just okay. Like, it's not a bad skill. It's not something that you need to max out, but, you can always level this up. You could max it out even if you really want to, but I don't pay attention too much to tip in. I do it once in a while when I'm playing big, but I usually just like to grab the rebound because they're so inconsistent, whether you have it maxed out or level 1, because sometimes it just like bounces off the rim and then it just becomes another rebound. It's like, whatever. But it's not a bad skill. It's all about positioning, but it's something that you can just use if you really want to. Then you have Resilient Fighter, which is one of his passives, which you gain a chance to follow up with a jump shot immediately after a dunk is blocked. This is such a meme passive. It's so annoying, like especially when it's an ISO Clarke, and then you finally get that block on him, and then it just goes in because he does that little stupid layup after you block it. It's so dumb, but it is what it is. It's a decent passive. I mean, I don't I don't like it at all because it only procs like once every like 5 times or whatever, once every 10 times. It's not really a high chance, so it's okay. And then you have Dunk Master, which means he can dunk from the right or left, kind of like Lou's P5. So basically, they took his passive and turned it into a skill for Lou. It's really good. This is really what makes him so good and makes him a viable character. You'll have a lot of fun once you P5 him and get this. It's literally so fun. So this is something that once you P5 him, you'll enjoy the game a lot. We're going to go right to the build. I run a 3-point for Clarke. I feel like most people should. Obviously, you can run a mid if you want, but most people probably run 3-point. We got the 3-point pizzas. I got really lucky with the pulls here. 3-point success rate, obviously speed, 3-point stat, and def resist. I couldn't pull a second one, but I like my 3-point build a lot. I think on double 3-point, I get like 104 success rate, and when I run double rebound, and I get like 88 or something. So it's still good. 88 success rate. I'm still hitting threes. And then my rebound build, I run power, rebound, distance, obviously, box out speed, rebound, box out strength as well too, speed, and then I run a 3-point card and a mid. This all just depends on what I have another mid card, but it just depends on what I'm running P buffs wise, whether I'm running mid range or 3-point. So that's why I run one of each of these cards, because it just depends on what P buffs I'm running. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole build. Obviously, I don't have a preset C. This is pretty much the build. I mainly run them 3-point, and I just dunk with them a lot. But, if I'm going for the rebounds, then I usually most likely will run mid, but it just depends on the circumstances. But I'll show you guys the P buffs I run. Like I said, it all just comes down to P buffs at the end of the day. What you're running depends on, what build you're going to use. Right now, I'm running double rebound, 1 speed, and a 3-point success rate for Clarke. Obviously, you can run this same exact setup. You can run double rebound, 1 speed, and a mid-range, the Murdoch mid-range. You can go with, 1 rebound, double 3-point, and a speed. You could go with double speed. Like, I could run double rebound, double speed. If I wanted Clarke's to be speed instead of 3-point success rate, I could do that as well. It all just comes down to your preferences or how you guys want to play the game. Playing big is pretty hard because I feel like the game always just revolves around how your big does. Because if your big's not grabbing rebounds, then you're kind of screwed. But it all just comes down to how you want to play the game and how effective you want your big to be. Whether it's shooting threes, shooting mids, grabbing rebounds, whatever it is. I just think this is what works for me. Once in a while, I might switch up the Clarke for Murdoch's mid-range and run mid-range, but it just all depends on what character I feel like playing that day, or what's going to help my team. So this is just what works for me. Hopefully this video was helpful for anyone that's building Clarke or wanted to know anything about him before buying him, or whatever the question was. But obviously I hope this was helpful to you guys if, like I said, you're building Clarke. But that's basically all I got. Hopefully, I did answer a couple questions you had about Clarke, or power forward P buffs or whatever. But that's really all I got for you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.